In this video today, I'm going to show you how to update the front page slider. We use a plugin called Revolution Slider that gives you a lot of different creativity options whenever creating your slider. You can access it from the Eastridge site admin, so that's eastridge.org/wp-admin. We come all the way down to Revolution Slider. You see that I have two here. This is the one that I was playing with that we are not using, but it doesn't hurt to still have it to just keep on playing with some ideas. But we want to update our home page slider. If you just click on home page right here, it's going to take you to the settings for the home page. You don't want to change any of these settings since they are already set up to display on your home page correctly. So if you accidentally make it to this page, just scroll down to the bottom and click Edit Slides. I'm going to go back a page just to show you. So if you're sitting here on the home page, on the Slider Revolution page, instead of clicking on home page, you can come all the way over and just click Edit Slides. Here you can add a new slide. You have a couple different options. You can add a new transparent slide, so that's a no background. Or you can get out of here or go to the slider settings. Let's jump into a slide that we already have. We're going to click Edit Slide. You can see all of these things have already been set for you. You have the title of the slide. It just helps you. It never displays on the actual website. It just helps you whenever you're trying to navigate through your slider. It's published. You can change it to unpublished. Or what's very helpful, if you have an event coming up, you can say, I want this visible from, let's say, it's right now set on September 5th, 2015. So we're going to say September 9th, which is a Wednesday. And I want it visible all the way through, and you can pick an arbitrary date like November 12th. You can see that it's set up so it will become visible after the date is reached, and the slide will be invisible and after the date is reached, or visible until the date is reached. If you just always want it visible, which is what we have right now for this slide, you can remove those two. Transitions, it gives you a whole bunch of options. That's one of the great things about this. But we didn't need a whole lot of options. We just wanted to slide horizontally depending if they click on next or previous. So that's my suggestion. You can play around with a lot of different options. You don't have to worry about slot amounts, rotation, transition, delay. You don't have to worry about all of those. Those defaults are going to be just fine. Down here where we want to actually edit the slider, you see that this big picture right here is our background. So you can change the background image by clicking that button and loading up whatever background image you want to load in. Just for kicks and giggles, let's put this one in there. So we're going to click Insert. You can change where that image is. So we can, Ken Burns, that's the fancy name for panning and zooming. So if we want it to zoom in, so we can, or zoom out, we can say that we're going to start it at 105%, so it zoomed in just a little bit. We want it to end at 100%. We could also have it end at 50%. This green button over here will change and upload the changes to the live website. So we want to make sure to not press that button right now, but we can go to this eyeglass button, which is a preview button. So if we click that, we can see what that looks like. Because we haven't changed the actual background and saved that, it's not going to update, but you can see that it's zooming out to 50%, which we don't like. That did not look good. So we'll change that back to 100. And it's really just playing with each image and seeing how you like it. So you can see that it just slowly backs out, which is what we wanted it to look like. So then this title right here is actually a layer. So the background is a non-changeable unless you go over up here to change that image. And this layer that this Christ-centered is on, you can have multiple of those layers. So you can add a new layer, you can add a new image layer, you can add a new video layer, or you can duplicate the current layer that you have. So if we want to change Christ-centered to be Christ-uncentered, which I don't know why we want to change that, you see that it's updated there. This blue dotted line that's around in a box, this is the average size of what's going to fit on somebody's screen. So we wanted this to be in the top right hand side, so we're just going to pick out a spot right here, and again, it's just playing with where it is and where it will preview and show on your actual image. So it's a lot of trial and error on how to make it look good. But of course, we don't want to do any of that, so we have Christ-centered is where we like to see that. You don't need to mess with any of this. There are plenty of tutorials online if you want to get more involved in this revolution slider. All of this you don't have to mess with, just move around the actual layer to do all of those things. And we want to make sure we click Update Slide. However, we've made a lot of changes that we don't want to keep, so we're going to back out. And we're going to back out again and back out again. All those changes that were made, and now we're going to get back to the front. So we can click Add a New Slide, but sometimes you might miss one of the settings, so one of the easiest things to do is just to duplicate one of the slides, drag it to where you want your new slide to be, and then edit that slide. You can change the title, you can change published, you can change the background image. Again, just how I showed you, community strong, all of those different things you can change just by creating a new slide. We're going to delete a slide down here at the bottom because we don't need to add that new slide. And that's a quick tutorial on how to update your slider revolution, your homepage slider.